Hey there, my name is Angela. This is Life in the UP. Today, though, I'm going to talk about my son's passing. It's been 5 years. If that's too hard for you to watch or listen to, just skip this video. I know that in the last 5 years, I found it difficult to watch videos where people talk about the loss of children. So if just skip this video, I'll have easier videos, fun videos coming up. But today, I can't let the day pass without talking about my son Dale. He'd be 34 today. I'm going to try to get through this without crying. I've never been able to tell the story. I doubt that I will today, but I will say this much, that this is my third try recording this video, and it's hard for me to talk about. 5 years ago. Okay. 5 years ago, on this day for you, tomorrow for me, will mark 5 years since my son Dale died. He was 29 years old. He was sick. He checked himself into the hospital. He went into cardiac arrest. And he died. That moment was the hardest moment I've ever had to live through. The loss of my son. It doesn't even compare to the pain I felt when my older sister died or when my younger sister died. It was a pain beyond comprehension. I'd always thought it would be horrible to lose a child. I was right. It was horrible. It's still horrible. I still can't talk about it without crying. I ran into an old friend the other day. She recently lost her son. He was 21 years old. And I hadn't seen her since his passing. And I just said, "How are you doing?" She said, "Well, I'm hanging in there." She said, "You know." And I said, "I know." And I about broke down in tears, thinking back to that time, the first year after my son's death. That was hard. It was really hard. My daughter said, "Mom, you're depressed." I said, "No, I'm not depressed. I'm just sad. Sometimes it hits me and I'm more sad than others." I said, "But I am sad. I'm not depressed. And I don't know how I can explain it other than my faith. I have such peace in my life, and even while I was at my lowest and my saddest, I still had that assurance and that peace and that joy. And that's what has got me through this. After about a year, I stopped talking about it with people because it's hard on people to talk about death and passing, and about twice a year I mention it here on my channel, the anniversary of his passing and on his birthday. I've said since the day he died that the days leading up to a big day, like the first Christmas, the first New Year's, because for us, New Year's was our big celebration, New Year's Eve. We'd always get together, we'd have sparklers, and the year before he died, we had fireworks, and the year after he died, I told my husband Dutch, I said, "We have to get fireworks." He didn't want to do it. But I said, "We have to do it." So he picked up fireworks and we lit off fireworks and did all this stuff, and so I have found that the days leading up to the big day are harder than the actual day. Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, his birthday, my birthday. So today's a rough one. You know, you still go on. You still go on with your daily life. But the thoughts are still there in my head. The hardest part was the thoughts going through my head. I had to stop those thoughts in my head. And one way I did that was I started listening to things all day and even at night. And 5 years later, there's only been one night where I've slept through the night without listening to an audio book. It has to be something I've either watched before or heard before, and it just plays so that if I wake up, I know where I'm at in the storyline, and my mind doesn't go to those thoughts about my son and the loss. And so even 5 years later, it still hits hard. I can't I can't share it with you guys because yeah, that was hard. Over the years, oh boy. Over the years, I've tried talking about his passing. I've had made several videos and I could not share them. It just is too hard. It's too hard, but I want to remember him on this day. Just 29 years old, just a youngin', and I miss him terribly. I appreciate each and every one of my children more than you'll ever know, more than they'll ever know. And now the ones who are at my house right now are probably wondering where I am, so I need to go back in there anyway. Thanks for being there for me when he died. And I shared it here on my YouTube channel. And my YouTube channel changed after his passing. I watch my old videos and I can see the difference in my YouTube channel. But you guys who were there then and are still here now, you were such a blessing to me. It gave me something to focus my energy on, making videos and sharing them. And I needed that. I needed something outside of myself, outside of my mind, that I could focus on to get me through each day. And all the kind comments that you guys gave me, such a blessing. You guys have been such a blessing to me, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know how to end this, so thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. It was hard for me when my younger children passed up him in age. Like, I have a son who just turned 30, and that was hard to know that I never got to see my son. His name was Dale. I never got to see him turn 30.